What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our draft profile and analysis for Ole Miss quarterback Matt Corral. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, Nick, as we draw closer and closer to April's draft, we have yet another draft profile to get to. Today, we're going to be talking about Ole Miss quarterback Matt Corral, Golden Corral, as you like to call him. This guy is one of the better quarterbacks that we have in this draft class. He is somebody that could be a top tier quarterback. There's a lot of questions, so why don't we dive into his player profile a little bit. This guy is 6'1", 205 pounds, so decent stature for a quarterback. A little on the shorter side, but overall not too bad. PFF has him ranked as the number 4 quarterback in this draft class with a pro comparison to Baker Mayfield. We'll get into that a little bit as well. When you take a look at his career stats, he played all 4 years at Ole Miss, 37 games, 614 completions, and 912 attempts. That's 67%, so not too bad. When you're taking a look at the yards, 8,287 yards, 57 touchdowns, but 23 interceptions. This guy had a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of both of those?
Matt Corral had a lot of success at Ole Miss, ultra competitive guy who really showed what he's capable of. He showed a lot of ability that could be translatable to the NFL. He's got an extremely fast release, a lightning quick release, if you will, that's going to work perfectly when we're looking at all the top quarterbacks. They're able to get that ball out in under 2.5 seconds. He fits that mold, and he keeps his eyes downfield, is able to flush out of the pocket and keep poised. That is something that we have not seen out of a lot of rookie quarterbacks lately. Matt Corral is a guy who can do that. But when we do take a look at those weaknesses, look at the numbers. 23 interceptions to 57 touchdowns is not good. He's a very turnover heavy guy, and that is just not going to work in the NFL. He's gonna have to work on that. And when you look at his tape, he throws directly at his targets. He does not lead his guys to get yards after the catch. They have to work for it, and that is something he will have to improve on as well. Matt Corral has a lot of abilities that will translate to the NFL, but he does have some major flaws that will have to be worked out before he can become a starter.
Absolutely. I think Matt Corral is one of those guys that he could come in right away and start, but he needs time to develop. He's not going to be the guy that we'll see him in 3, 4, 5 years from now becoming. So he has to sit on the bench, maybe behind a seasoned veteran right now. So when we take a look at some of the teams that would be interested in a quarterback that they can grow for the next couple of years, we start off with the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks making that trade of Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos, getting Drew Lock back in that trade. Drew Lock has started in this league. He is a serviceable player, but if you get Matt Corral to play behind Drew Lock, I believe that he'll be able to learn the nuances of the game. He'll be able to perfect his craft. In the meantime, working with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf in practice, working with them, getting some synergy with them, and overall building some camaraderie so that he can take over the helm in 2 or 3 years.
You also have to look at the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan going to Indy means that there's a spot open, and Marcus Mariota is the answer for now, but he's only got a 2-year contract, and Matt Corral still needs to develop. They need to get some weapons in there, and I think that's perfect time for him to learn under a strong veteran like Marcus Mariota.
Talking about quarterbacks with 2-year deals, Jameis Winston is back with the New Orleans Saints, but Matt Corral could really learn something from Jameis Winston. Winston has a big arm and really knows how to utilize it to the best of his ability. Matt Corral is great with accuracy. He needs to learn how to have a bigger arm. He struggles with the passes that sail over his receivers. So working with Jameis Winston in that offense might be a good key for him. I see the New Orleans Saints and Matt Corral having really good synergy.
And then we have the team that just traded for Matt Ryan, the Indianapolis Colts. Matt Ryan is 37 years old, not getting any younger, and he needs to transfer some of that wisdom he has accumulated over to a rookie guy, to a guy who has the potential to be the franchise quarterback that the Colts have been looking for since Andrew Luck has left. Matt Corral would be the perfect mentoree for Matt Ryan while he finishes out his career in Indianapolis.
overall, I think Matt Corral is a very serviceable quarterback when it comes to playing right now. The more time he has developed, the better off he's going to be in his NFL career. I see him having a similar trajectory to Jimmy Garoppolo, where he has to sit behind a guy for 2, 3, 4 years, and then he can take a team by the reins and really work with them. So I think that the sky is the limit for this guy, but it depends on the situation he gets drafted to. All right, well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of Matt Corral and where you want to see him end up. That's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.